Okay, hello and welcome back to Heroes of Might and Magic Olden Era as we continue our Apocalyptic difficulty Hive playthrough on the map template of Symphony. So we are right on the cusp of breaking through into this desert zone, which is going to be the very heart of the map. It will include, as we can see right here, it will include some kind of town, which is really useful because at the moment we are a long way from home, which means it's very difficult for us to reinforce our main hero. But that's okay because there are some other things we can do. So there are quite a few little plans that I'm going to carry out in this episode. One is this structure right here, the Celestial Spire, is really important. In the previous episode, we did pick up basic arcane magic so that we can, in particular, start using the Rewind Life spell. This will allow us to effectively visit our observatory without having to go back to a town with a mage guild, which can also be used to potentially give us once again, do ignore the +0, that's related to the fact there have been patches during the playthrough. We will be able to learn Dimension Door as well by going to that. So really useful map object, and to build us towards that we are going to actually go for maximum Mage Guild production in both of our towns. And let's see what we get just from that. So level 3 Mage Guild, we do get Twilight, that's a really good one to have. It is Nightshade. If we go for the second level of this, it actually doesn't make too much difference because the duration is already influenced by spell power, so the base effect duration increasing doesn't really change that much. The final level of that could be really good though, if we can find a way of getting to that. Other things we've got level 2 of the Assemble spell, which is allows us to interact with allied heroes from a distance. We've got Earth's Rage, which could be useful once we take on the opposing players. Arena's Touch for additional initiative and maximum HP. We probably won't be using that too much since we do have pretty good initiative already. Then we also have Taunt, which forces the enemies to attack a particular creature, which could be kind of useful in certain situations. It is tier 4 we want, of course. We want to get to the tier 4 spells so that we can get Rewind Life in particular. And if I'm not lucky enough to roll that, I will, I think, spend resources on getting it. So other big things to do, I think this is the episode when we're going to start building a bit of a force of Hive Queens. So we have of course pretty much bypassed the basic level of Hive Queen, which means we have the choice between the Hive Mother and the Hive Huntress as our main force. We currently have 4 of those available, and I've had a little look at these. I've not recruited them on any playthrough on the channel so far, but the choice between these two is kind of interesting. The Hive Mother, I think, works better as a kind of support unit, so it kind of works better if we have 1 stacks. So for example, we can spend 2 focus charges to reduce enemy speed and initiative of a particular stack by 4, and we can do the same thing but the opposite on a friendly creature if we want to. Contaminating Blast is a kind of ranged attack. It does cost 3 focus charges unfortunately, but that is probably the most unique thing about the Hive Mother as an attacker. Outside of that, I'd say they're probably better as support units. They have the Solar Simulator effect, which they're able to apply to various different units. But in terms of actually using them as a power stack, the Hive Huntress does have higher damage, is able to avoid counterattacks. Also has Blasphemous Adoration, which only applies to this particular stack, but again, that's fine if that's your actual power stack. Only costs 1 focus charge, and it quadruples any of the effects of Solar Simulator, which is not too relevant against these kind of neutral fights, but still probably quite useful to have. The hit point situation, they do have slightly less, but that's fine. We do have Gru here, who is going to take some fights with a stack of these. So yeah, I think between the two, we will just take a stack of 4 Hive Huntresses, and we still have 10,000 we can spend. In this second town, I definitely do want to build Tower of Love before the end of the week. And then we've got pretty much maximum production. We actually still didn't have a pay for nest in our original town, but we will, I think, go for that as well. But yeah, that should cover all our bases. We do have 10,000 we can afford to spend on units. We do have a spell we can use for that. So relocation, casting hero immediately interacts with a controlled city. How far does that go? I guess we can pick any controlled city, which enables transfer of creatures to or from that city once per day. Reinforcements is the one that works with external dwellings, which this map doesn't really have. So yeah, we could go for that, and then in this town we do have a few units available to be recruited, so if we wanted to go for the full stack of Worms, that is going to cost us 8,400, which is actually a little bit more than I thought. I do think we're going to want some of those, so if we put these on our actual main force. We can look at some of the fights around here and we can kind of clear these out. So some of these are still looking pretty tough, even with 4 Hive Queens, or Hive Huntresses I guess these ones are called. So yeah, I think we do want worms. So we go into this town, we pick up the 7 worms. I assume it's fine to leave them in the garrison. I assume that's how it works rather than putting them on the main hero. We go for relocation, we go across to this, and yeah, we will take the garrison, 7 worms from there. And we could also trade some resources. So if we do go for this, we can get a little bit more wood or ore if we want to. And ore in particular is not really too needed for us now. So let's see how much difference it makes. So we got 1,200 we can spend on this. If we get 200 more gold, we can get 1 more. So let's trade 5 of these. If we wanted to go up with 2 additional worms instead, we would need to trade pretty much all of this, which I think we could probably do. I will just go for that. We do want to be as strong as possible. We'll pick up 2 additional worms from here, so a total of 10 of those, and I think we should also have a few 1 stacks. So let's trade a little bit of this wood too, that should be fine. Let's go with some of these, since they do give us focus charges when they're killed. Swap this around as well. Spread those out, and so key things to go towards. We've already used pretty much all of these things. So yeah, I think we go up towards the north and we go for some of these map objects just here. If we go to the west instead, this is now an impossible battle. I don't really want to mess with that too much. Let's go towards this first and foremost, as there is also a spell scroll and a bit of extra experience. Doing fine for mana. Okay, that's a little bit concerning. So yeah, a bit of a weakness with the Hive Huntresses is they do have much lower initiative than the Hive Queens, but that's not going to matter for Abrigor. He is going to be able to play around that. Okay, enemy is forced to come forwards. This stack can go in first. They are not going to do too much damage actually. I guess we do have Weakening Ray, which only lasts for 1 round, but yeah, we can remove the counterattacks from something. So let's go for that on this, since they do have that ability to go for the parry. Then we send these in. They don't quite kill the stack off, but that's fine. These are able to kill 55 more. The stack of 74 moves in pretty soon afterwards. We can attack those with the worms. Let's go for these first. And then this stack is a little bit more of a threat to us. We can go for the Heroic Strike if we want to. We can also go for some kind of damaging spell perhaps. So Lightning Bolt does 128 points of damage, which does get 10 kills. That could be enough to prevent a loss. Let's go for this, then let's go for a Heroic Strike as well. We can drop a Summon Swarm to try and distract them. I think we just go straight for this. Yeah, so we do take a loss. Try and grab ourselves a little bit more focus, but we're not going to quite make it to Premature Emergence, although I guess we're going to hatch either way. So this stack hatches. We kill these off. The worms come through, they devour the corpse, they recover the loss. And we take no losses. So basic insight, we can power through the levels a little bit more quickly. That would be kind of useful, but I think Advanced Sorcery, so the sub-skills from this, I did say I would really quite like to have Magic Arrow. But our mana situation's not that bad. Still, it's a useful option to have. So if we go for Advanced Summon Swarm instead, we can increase the damage we deal and reduce the damage we take. We can increase the number of fire larvae we spawn, and we can increase the damage those do. I think we'll go Advanced Sorcery, and I will go for Magic Arrow. And that is as far as we can go. Melossa is able to move out, but has no real good units to use. The Windmill does give us a few extra resources. I think we're fine to go to that. Then we can go for Faction Laws if we want to, so we do now have access to Elite Hive Queens to increase their growth by 1. We will definitely go for that before the end of the week. I think it probably does make sense to go for it now as well. It's going to increase their strength in battle. And then yeah, going back to Abrigor, I do think there's a pretty strong argument for going back to this. The Holy Sigil of Quicks. It's going to give us all the unlearned sub-skills of Arcane Magic and Battlecraft. So Battlecraft has quite a lot of pretty good sub-skills. So Overwatch, we will be able to counterattack when an enemy moves into our melee range after we wait. We will pretty much effectively gain the parry ability on all of our units if we go defensive. Which is really interesting because that presumably does combine well with Riposte Mastery. We've also got Manacraft, so our attack and defense will... So our maximum mana will increase by 2 for each of our attack and defense, which is a lot. And then it's doubled if we know recruitment. So after that, we're actually doing really well for how much mana we have. And I think we actually need to increase the mana regeneration we have. So I am going to go for an upgrade to this. We will, I think, end the turn there. And I have kind of had a bit of a change of heart about... Potentially we could go for the... I didn't look up how to pronounce this, the Sacrarium Rediti. I said I wouldn't bother doing that, but even though I do like a lot of the skills this guy has, I think we could probably, going into the late game, we could trade out something like Summon Avatar for something like Offense, although All Life is Endless combined with Rewind Life is going to be such a powerful combination. So yeah, this is a fight we can very much break through. This one, although it says Impossible Battle, we have to bear in mind our Maniacal Reavers do have Apex Predator. So we deal 50% bonus damage to all of these units. There's also a spell scroll there I'd quite like to go for, Alchemical Dust as well. Oriax is not too far away. I don't think we can get through here. But yeah, let's grab this ore, let's grab this mercury, and yeah, we're gonna have to go all the way back around. Not really able to move so far, but Oriax will also benefit from being able to go for this. So if we return to our towns, I still do want to go for Mage Guild level 4, so let's go for it in this town first. And then we don't actually have enough resources to go for it in the next town. But if we check the Magic Observatory, we are not lucky enough to get Rewind Life immediately. We do get Spatial Snare, which is invisible traps which halt the enemy's movement. Could be kind of useful, not quite what I wanted. We do get Daylight Magic tier 4, Clear Fog to reveal part of the global map. And we also get Vengeance. Whenever an enemy targets a friendly creature in melee, that enemy takes magic damage. As we level it up, we can increase the duration of it, we can increase the amount of damage done, and we can apply it to all basic attacks. I mean, it could be helpful. I don't see it being our top priority in any particular situation. This is a similar fight. The Hydras are what makes this scary, but the Reavers will deal bonus damage to them. I wonder if we do go back just for the sake of buying ourselves a little bit more time to level up that Mage Guild. We probably do want to go for this as well. The Uncanny Right. So let's actually have a look. What can we actually gain? So Crystal Storage there has already been visited. Mercury Storage already visited. Gingerbread House. That's going to get us some resources we want. This could also do it. So yeah, let's go to this windmill first. Let's see what we get. So we get ore. That is not too helpful. Grue next. Grue can get us a bit of wood. In terms of resources, there's not actually that much up for grabs here. There's some crystal. And that's a difficult battle. But we should probably prioritize that. Yeah, let's ignore some of these other fights. And let's go for these. So heavy loss is expected. These things are relatively slow, so we should be able to play around them a bit. In fact, I think we can stay aggressive. So they are constructs, which means they will not get morale, so we can wait. So we can go in to attempt to farm some focus points. We are faster than them, so that should be fine. I don't think this will cause any problems. Do need to be a little bit careful about not blocking our units off, but this should be fine. So we go for those. If we send these in, they will get 5 to 6 kills. It's not great. I guess we probably do want to go for Weakening Ray again. There's also the option of Magic Arrow to save our spell points, but I think we go Weakening Ray. So let's just check. We can reach these. We go Weakening Ray, we go for the attack. Do a small amount of damage, we can send these in. These don't have to worry about retaliation anyway, so let's go for the stack towards the top. We will drop our swarm next to these two. Grab a few kills from this, we can do the same up here, but I think we probably want to start pulling back now. Let the swarms do some fighting. As we are lucky enough to get morale, so we're going to wait. This stack's going to come back. In fact, I think we bring all of these back. Swarm is able to go for an attack. We can use this to absorb retaliation. I don't think we do that, since obviously the worms are not going to be attacking this turn either way. I think we do go defensive. Grab a few kills on those, the rest move forwards. Okay, let's grab some focus. Drop another swarm. So we're going to use the Hive Queens mainly to soften the enemy up. Then Magic Arrow, it costs us nothing, it does 94 damage. I think that is fine just to go for, especially this round when we're not really achieving too much. Let's weaken these a bit. So this thing is Blasphemous Adoration. It quadruples the Solar Simulator effect until the end of the next round, and these are neutral creatures, which I think just means additional speed. Yeah, so we can get a lot of extra speed. Obviously that doesn't really help us that much. Probably better off going for Heroic Strike on something. So this does do quite a few kills. Let's go for it. And let's attack. Then we can focus this stack down. So we can drop another swarm if we want to. I think again, well, this is actually our last move of the round. So let's drop one somewhere where they should be mostly safe. So I think up towards the top here will be fine. Then we can go for a spell if we want to. If there's nothing obvious to go for and we want to save our spell points, then we do just go for Magic Arrow again. So let's kill these off. So they go for our 1 stacks, which is mostly fine, does get us a lot of extra focus to play with. These can also devour corpses, which is helpful, though we don't really need to do it yet. I think I will go for this. I can still go for the Weakening Ray again. 6 mana. It's probably safest if I do, but then again, I'm pretty sure we can play around this. Let's try and save some mana. So I can take the opportunity to get some of my hit points back, as we do get a Lucky Strike as well. Okay, final move of the round. We can drop our swarm. It's probably sensible to do that, although it does mean we won't be able to fight with them next round. I'm not too worried about that. We are just going to go for Magic Arrow on this stack, I suppose. These go in for an attack. Enemy chooses to go for the worms instead. So we might take a couple of losses here, but we will recover those. Let's go for this. They actually chose not to go for the swarms. I think this time round, let's play it safe and let's go for Weakening Ray on these. We'll devour the parasite, which gets us one back. Then these mainly just need to go in and block this stack from reaching us. We can still go for a spell. So let's go for Magic Arrow on these. Should have gone for Heroic Strike there. As they actually choose to go for the Hive Huntresses now, they are still able to reach the Worms, who do take a couple of losses. This time we will go for the stack of 14. We're going to go Magic Arrow first. I didn't think that through. We do not devour those, so we need to drag this out a little bit longer. These stacks need to go down. Okay, let's just play defensively now. I forgot I do have Summon Avatar, but that's blocked for being neutral magic. Okay, do we Carapace even though it uses up almost all of our spell points? I don't think we do. I think... we'll drop another Swarm. Don't mind if these explode. So that does protect our Worms. The Hive Queens are not going to take too many losses. It is not this stack we need to worry about. We're going to move these right to the side. And we're going to sacrifice our living units. So they're not going to proactively hunt us down, but that's fine. We go back to the other side. Worms devour the living corpse. We'll Heroic Strike these. Take a loss on purpose. Drop a Swarm here, these go in as a block. Now we go back across to the other side, dragging this one out on purpose. This stack needs to wait. These need to move off the corpse. I thought I left a corpse. Yeah, so that does nothing. So we need to move away from this thing. These go in. These get themselves killed deliberately, and that is all fine. They do go for the 1 stacks this time, so we wait. So these go in and devour the corpse. Yeah, so we just lose the 1 stacks. That was a little bit almost unnecessarily complicated, but we get through it. We do have the option of Expert Sorcery, which will increase the damage of the Magic Arrow. Primal Magic is also going to be pretty useful. We do gain 1 spell power from that as well. So piercing spells would have been useful in that previous fight. High Mage, not too relevant to our learn set, and Sticky Magic. It would be double in effect, but I think we just go piercing spells. So no losses taken there. This is a difficult battle. We've lost some of our leverage, I think. We can go back to this actually. There is a well just there to get all those points of mana back. Okay, so we're doing pretty well now for most artifacts. We're going to go back to Abrigor. This one gets us Mercury. Shouldn't need to take any losses. It is really annoying to lose one Locust there, but I'm just not going to spend my time on that. Uncanny Right, it's an easy battle. I think we want to split these up. Actually, there's only 4 stacks, so 2 stacks does make sense. Because they can kill 2 each. So we go for this. Once again, we are expected to lose 1 Locust in total. I will just accept that. That gets us 8 Mercury, and then we go back to Low. Low goes through to the gingerbread house, picks up some gems. We go back to this town, and we just need a couple more gems, which should be pretty easy to do. No obvious way to gain gems over here. We can go for the difficult battle against these. I think we would take losses though. The safest way to do that would be to make sure we have Rewind Life first. So yeah, I think we do just need to trade. Windmill's already been visited. Let's start moving down with Low. And yeah, let's do some trading. So we go Mage Guild level 4. We take a look at our spells. We have unlocked Rewind Life. We can afford to upgrade it using 25 alchemical dust, which we will do. We also pick up Berserk, which could be really nice. Summon Star Shroud also could be really nice, especially given, obviously, we do have a lack of stacks in terms of sheer numbers of units. So we can actually push through this now and pick up that spell, and then it becomes a lot safer to backtrack to this, which I think is probably the right thing to do. I think we want 1 big stack for this one. Spread out the locusts. And yeah, let's break through to the center. So 4 stacks in total. It's going to be a bit tricky to reach these, but I think we use our avatar for that. So what we want to do is drop an avatar. We're going to need to go forwards with something else. We're going to wait with the stack, wait with these. These move up. We can absorb retaliation with these if we want to, but we don't really need to. Summon Avatar next to these. We will also drop a Swarm just in case next to these 2. Then we go, let's just check we can reach, which we definitely can. We go Heroic Strike on these. This stack rushes forwards in case of morale. Suppose we're fine to do this. So yep, our main stacks are nice and safe, so we can move in and we're very likely to kill these off. Let's go for it. It's slightly overkill now that we've attacked with the avatar, but we do get some high morale too. Unfortunately, this is not straightforward because probably just take losses, and these guys can't devour like basic locusts can. I think we just move up for safety. Then these can come in out of these choices. So I think when you're making a decision about which stack to attack, you should look at the lower number that you're going to kill and look at what percentage that is. So in this case, it's 108 out of 162, and this one is 21 out of 38. So that means at the lower end we're going to kill just over 50% of these, but at the lower end of these we kill about 70%, which means this is the safer choice to attack if we want that murderous glee. So yeah, that does work out. Let's play it safe and go for rapid assault on these, as it does kill them off. Then we go heroic strike on these. Should be pretty safe to kill them off, shouldn't take a loss in response even if they do survive. So yeah, 1 loss total, we do break through, and this appears to be the exact same fight. So yeah, we definitely do want to go for this. We want to get that rewind life at all costs. Very similar battle by the looks of it. Just make sure we're as safe as possible no matter what happens. These go in for a bit of focus. And let's weaken these a bit. Then we've already taken the retaliation off these. We can take retaliation off these as well. Should be fine to do that. So Avatar goes down. These have already retaliated, as have these. This one is the more sensible one to attack. So we kill this off. Note that was actually the wrong choice. That was very much the wrong choice. So if we go for Beelzebub's Blessing, that does not increase our speed. Yeah, I forgot those are the only ones these can reach. That's something to be a little bit careful of. Still, moving into the next round, I don't actually think we even need to use any spells here, because we know we're pretty much guaranteed to kill these. We do have very high morale as well. So this, I think, is still very much in our favour. But this more so. So we should go for this first. I think we go Heroic Strike on... Heroic Strike on these. These get killed off. These go for the Rapid Assault attack on the Ostringers. They do actually survive that. Send these down for this attack, which does work out, and we get the high morale, so we finish them off. Only the 1 loss taken. We also reach level 17, so now we have some interesting choices. So Expert Summon Avatar, we can make our summoned friendly creatures immune to effects of the spell summon creatures, which is only really relevant to those. We can summon creatures onto any free hex, we can kind of do that anyway. And we can summon additional creatures not too relevant to our build. And then Expert Battlecraft, if we do go back for that Sigil, we're going to get those sub-skills anyway. So I think we just go Expert Summon Swarm. And I like both of these options, but I think the ability to take 1 extra hit is really good. The AI does tend to fall for that. So I think that is a very good option to have. Before we actually head off, let's remember to unlock Dimension Door. So we visit this, and now when we look at our spellbook, we have access to all of those spells, including Rewind Life. So it's level 2 at present. If we go back to this, we will get the sub-skill, which will give us +1 Arcane Magic, so that takes it up to level 3. I will actually have a quick look at what difference that makes. I guess I don't need to go back to the town. So if we take this up to level 4, we can see that level 3 actually makes a relatively small difference. It's 5 extra HP per spell power, but level 4 takes it all the way up by another 10. So the difference between level 3 and level 4 is pretty big. So we want to, I think, prioritize this, although I do also want to take the town. Okay, decision time. So this is going to take pretty much an entire turn, but the effects are pretty huge. The other thing to bear in mind is the Rewind Life, all life is endless, is going to make such a massive difference, even without the additional spell level. So I actually do think this is worth doing. and we'll go for this as well to make it more worth it. Okay, so that's almost everything we can do. If we go back to the town, we've got 17,000 we can spend, so in this town we could pick up... We could maybe think about going for Paper Nest 2 somewhere, just so we can use those stacks properly. But yeah, I think Hornets, well, I guess... I'm not sure they'll help us that much against Maria's Altar. But if we pick up 27 of these... How are these fights looking? Still a lethal battle, lethal battle. Okay, those units are not that strong and upgraded. 20 Scorpions also won't make too much difference. We probably just want to bring these across towards Gru. Then we can spend 2 Faction Laws if we want to. We can increase the damage and hit points of our Hive Queens. We can't increase the growth any further. We can increase the morale of our Worms. We can gain 2 attack and defense when fighting in an area we do not control. That doesn't feel that impactful to me. Primal spells gain +1 level. That could be pretty good. We do have Lightning Bolt as a cheap attacking option for our spells. Then Natural Selection is going to increase external dwellings, but that is just not that useful to us. This one's pretty good. We can reduce the cost of all upgraded unit recruitment, which is basically all of our units. So that effectively saves us 10% of our gold. So that might be the one to save up for. We're going to end the turn there. It's a bit of a dilemma. There is an argument for just rushing straight for the central town, but let's make sure we do get this. I think we're just strong enough that this fight is no longer a real threat to us. And then once we've done that, we're so strong that we should be pretty much guaranteed to be able to push the full center. So yeah, let's go for this. Probably should have taken the chest. So victory is expected. They do have quite a lot of speed. Initiative obviously is lower than ours, so we can force them forwards. They're undead, so they're not going to get morale. So our initiative on these is 9. We are up against their 9 initiative as well. They have 7 movement, we have 8 movement, so those faction laws should make a difference to the speed tie. So we kick this off, yeah, we can see that our locusts are faster than all of our units. We're going to wait with all of our stacks. If they attempt to wait, it's only really going to make a difference to the parasites. We just move forwards. Wow, they are actually really afraid of us. We can still go for our haste to try and reach them. Do we absorb retail? I don't think we do. I think we stay back. So we go Heroic Strike against the stack. 3 to double attack. I did mean to go for Blessing, I should have done that. Let's see how much damage these do. Oh no, of course, we do need to go for haste. That's more important. Let's go for the haste. Make sure we can reach. And then I don't know if we're going to be able to kill these off, but I think it's worth a go. Before we do this, let's also drop some eggs. It's worth a shot. We go in for it, we do get the kill, that's incredible. And I don't know if I want to risk this, but it does seem to be in our favor, I think. Yeah, we get the lucky strike too. Next round begins. Difficult to avoid them properly. The safe thing to do is to kill these off and then run away. But ultimately they're gonna chase us across the field regardless. So if we Heroic Strike this stack, and I think we can take the risk of just attacking these straight up. Because we have Rewind Life now, so yeah, we do kill them off. So the thing is, we don't want the losses to be spread out between both of these two stacks. That's the main thing to look out for. So Blessing pretty much guarantees we're going to kill something. Vengeance, yeah, I don't think Vengeance makes any real difference in a fight like this. We probably do want to save that Rewind Life cast. The Locusts, as long as we kill these off, the Locusts will be safe from these 2 stacks. So yeah, it's a bit of a waste of the Heroic Strike if I attack this one, but I can see the logic. I will go for it. Okay. We will take some losses if we go for this. If we go defensive instead, we should be able to take the hit and kill them with parry. That's actually going to be better. Drop this to see if they fall for it. I doubt they will. These go defensive. That almost went horribly wrong. I did not think that through. Let's make sure we go for Rewind Life now. Bring those back. This stack isn't really needed. Yeah, Rewind Life has that cooldown as well, that's a problem. So we're going to get the Sigil, which is going to give us a sub-skill to reduce the cooldown of spells like this, which does help us a lot. We haven't taken too many losses. I think we should probably just accept what we have. Yeah, in the grand scheme of things, 3 losses might have been preventable in some way. I think we still go for this, as it does level us up. I am going to go for Advanced Arcane Magic. Don't necessarily think we need the sub-skills, but I do really want that All Life is Endless. And also it does get us the +1. So we get max level Healing Water as well, which is potentially pretty useful. Yeah, let's go for this. So this one is predicted to be a little bit easier for us. So yeah, nothing can reach us from here. Okay, let's wait. Oh wow, okay. Only with 1 loss thanks to our parry though. There's always a danger with Minotaurs, they do have a lot of morale of course. I think we take the retaliation from these. Finish them off. And then we get 4 to 10 kills if we attack with this stack. It is probably not a bad idea to go for Blessing. We do recover a lot of spell points per turn. Blessing is not too expensive to do, 7 mana. I think it pretty much guarantees we're always going to one-shot these. So this one is an actual guaranteed one-shot, so we should probably just go for the very safe option there. And these stacks are all 10, which means it doesn't make any difference which one we attack. I think we will kill them off, as yes we do. Then we kill these as well, we get the Murderous Glee, we move on to this stack, we kill them as well, and then we go Heroic Strike to remove the retaliation. And this is actually not going to quite kill them off as quickly as I would have liked. If we go for the Ice Bolt, we can drop their initiative, but that doesn't necessarily do quite enough for us. Actually, yeah, I think we need to go for Ice Bolt. Maybe Summon Avatar, actually, could finish them off. Obviously, Summon Avatar is the cheap option. We'll try that. I did forget about the Minotaurs. So we could go Premature Emergence, that would actually work. The Hydras are going to be faster. So yeah, we need to use the bugs against the Minotaurs. It's the kind of thing where I'm not sure if it's worth using Rewind Life. We do recover a lot of spell points now. So we can pretty easily go through to the next round. And then it's 17 mana to get 6 back. I guess 6 is probably just about worth it. No, 3. I don't know why it said 6. Whatever, it's fine. No losses taken. These do go down. We move across, we grab the Holy Sigil, and with this... Do I actually want to equip this? I don't think Healing Water's that good, but anyway, with this we now have access to all of these. So we have the additional +1 from Arcane Teachings, so that should take us up to level 4 Rewind Life. Reduces the cost of our spells as well. Yep, that's gonna really help us a lot. So that is all of his movement points gone. I think we do want Oriax to help explore the main zone. Plus, she does need to go to this as well, I think. Then Lo is going to take some of this stuff. I guess we will continue to prioritize building up our Mage Guild. Level 5 I think is still useful. We do want to go for Paper Nest before the end of the week. And then we're kind of running out of options. It does now start to make more sense to save our gold for units. So faction laws we can go for, we can increase the level of our primal spells. I think we still need to assume the enemy could appear out of Fog of War at pretty much any moment. I think this obviously makes sense to do, because we're still not getting quite enough gold to pay for all of our units. So I think we save for that. So we do have the ability to go for Beelzebub's Hand, which I don't think is a bad idea. I think we are not really going to miss that 5,000 gold too much. Let's make sure we have the option. And then if we go into the town, we get that +2 attack, which might be helpful in a hero like this. Okay, so Gru is still free to move. This one is an easy battle, no need to take any losses. We get our mana back, and of course we can town portal back whenever we like. I do kind of want to go back just to get Rewind Life. But then I probably won't come back here, but that's fine. We don't need that Pandora's box. Okay, a bit of extra wood from this. This is an easy battle. I think we do it just for the experience, if nothing else. No losses taken. I will go for basic logistics. This is a lethal battle. This one I kind of do want to go for, but again, I think we do want that Rewind Life. So we're going to go Town Portal. Back to this town. Could go to the other one instead. Which is probably fine. We do still need to build a Tower of Love there. So we can send Melissa the Golden out, we can send her to maybe pick up some alchemical dust next week. She could also just help pick things up from the further zones. So yeah, I should have left the Hornets behind, but otherwise that is fine for that turn. We end the turn there. And now we will stop doubling back and we will go straight into the main zone. So we can go for our Dimension Doors if we want to. We're still not recovering that many spell points, unfortunately, even though we do get 10% per turn. And we do have that upgraded artifact. It's not quite enough to make a huge difference. Still struggling a little bit. We need to find a well, I think. So there's nothing around here. Do we risk going for a Dimension Door? I think with 58 mana, it's maybe not worth doing. I guess we do have an Insight as well, so we can upgrade that. So we go back across to this. If we upgrade this, we get the reduced mana cost down to 14. I think we go for that, and we will use it to avoid this terrible terrain penalty. It only costs us 12. We jump down to this. We should be fine to do this fight. Maybe some 1-stacks would have been helpful here, actually. Okay, let's wait. So yeah, stacks of 74 scorpions could be slightly difficult to kill off. So if we send these in, they will be attacked by all of these different stacks. Yeah, I don't think we do that. Drop some eggs over here, let's go defensive. Hornets come in. And we're going to need to go for haste to actually do any damage here. So yeah, we go for haste. We still have 42 mana we can use. Want to go for things we know we can kill. So the Hornets are obviously the safe option. That stack of 28 is not really a priority though. I think we want to soften these up because those are going to be the hardest ones to get Murderous Glee against. Then we go for this. It's pretty much a guaranteed kill. I don't think we need to go for Rapid Assault. But we'll do it to be safe, as we do kill them off. Then we go for these. We have the Murderous Glee still. We can go for the Heroic Strike on these. Prevents them doing any real damage. Can we escape them? We can. And yeah, if they go for the Locust, we'll kill them off with the parry. So yeah, I think we move to the back. Parry does kill them off. This stack waits. Enemies come in, we want to absorb the retaliation from something, so we go for this. Actually, I've been ignoring a lot of these summon abilities, but I guess they do apply to Summon Swarm as well. So it is relevant to our faction. I should have picked up on that sooner. Anyway, it's fine. We go Expert Summon Swarm on this Hex here, I suppose. Grab some focus from this. Stack of 102 goes for this. Still have a cast we can go for, so let's go for something that's not going to cost us anything. Summon the Avatar. Yeah, so we are able to take some pretty big fights without spending too many spell points. So, Expert Arcane Magic allows us to learn arcane spells up to tier 5 without visiting a mage guild. Okay, that's interesting, because obviously we can still go towards that. If we go for Expert Battlecraft instead, we do already have all the focus points from this from the Sigil. And yeah, I suppose, yeah, their name is Legion. Should work on the Summon Swarms. But I think we go Expert Arcane Magic and Arcane Teachings, even though we effectively already have it. Grab the additional initiative from this. There is the Sword of Judgment there. It's a fight I think we can win, but I'd feel a lot better if we can find a well. Gonna risk going slightly further forwards. Auriax. Maybe I should have saved one of these for Auriax, but it's fine. Let's go through towards the next zone. Grab this as we pass. Melossa goes into the town. We can always drop the Hornets off if we do want to pick them up. So it's day 7, let's make sure we do not forget to go for the Tower of Love, which actually we've not saved enough resources for at all. Well, I haven't, I'll take the blame for that one. We'll go for the Mercury just here, and no easy source of crystal I can see, we'll just go for this gold. Okay, let's do some trading. So the Tower of Love requires 5 wood and 5 ore. We'll prioritize saving gold. Okay, so Tower of Love, that is +4 growth in this town and also +4 growth in this town. So at the start of next turn, we're going to have 9 extra Hive Queens available to recruit. Before we do that, of course, we want to make sure we're paying 10% less for all of those upgraded units. And we can actually go for the level 2 of it as well. So that is going to make our economy extremely strong. So Gru is now able to go back to a town. If we wanted to upgrade the Mage Guild to tier 5, we would have to trade probably pretty much all of our gold. I don't think we need to rush towards doing that. So next thing to do, I think, is we do want to break through to the next zone. I don't think any of this stuff to the east is worth prioritizing. We're going to go Town Portal through to Profundum. Gain the +1 to our level. We can pick up the Hive Queen if we want to. But no, we'll leave her there. As these fights are nice and easy for us. Okay, we gain the last coin, which is part of Pauper's Glory. We do have a few of those already. So at some point, the enemy will appear in one of these zones. We're seeing more and more of the map. Do kind of want those gems. So Melossa does have scouting, but does not have wisdom. I think she should perhaps go towards these 2 storages. It's probably not the most useful thing she can do, but whatever, I've already committed to it. So in this town we go... No, I don't think we do go Beelzebub's Hand. We might want to pick up all those units. We end the turn there. And we have made it to month 2. So, as a reminder, this is a huge sized map, which means the enemy does not appear as early as they might in other game modes. I did expect to see them by now though, I'm a little bit surprised. So, relocation, we can pick up a fresh batch of new units. I think we'll definitely pick up everything we have available here. We need to trade for a bit more crystal to really make this work. Okay, we're gonna have to go to the crystal storage. Gonna come straight back. So having done that, we now have enough crystals to buy the remainder of these, and we're not gonna put any of the Reavers on Gru. Want to make sure we save those for our main. I think we'll be fine to go for some worms. We want to save enough gold to go for Mage Guild level 5, so we're free to spend at least 9,000, maybe a little bit more, depending what we can find. So we go to this. I'm a little bit worried we could lose this hero if she gets caught out. But yeah, she has that dimension door now. Is that a zone guard? I guess it is. So we can't actually dimension door past it. Okay, and that looks like a fight we can't get past either, so I don't think we go for Dimension Door yet. We do a little bit of scouting, we can see a crystal vein there for reliable crystal. Protective belt, reduce magic damage taken. This fight I think we can do. Okay. Slightly concerning, we can see 2 stacks of bloated arbitrators, they have 8 initiative. Frozen pages could be dangerous. Paradoxical shots is a reason to shut them down as quickly as possible. So the stack will act later this turn. Until then, it will attack any enemy creatures passing by in melee. And then we also have the counterattack ability on these as well, naturally. So yeah, we're going to wait with this stack. We're going to send these in to go for a block. As yep, nothing can reach us, so that's all fine. We go for our summon avatar next to these. Go for the block as well. This is a little bit dangerous actually because the avatar is... Oh, and these things have area strike too. So this might not be the best way to do this. The avatar needs to survive because the avatar is the only thing that is breaking the turn order between the envoys and the arbitrators. So I think we need our summon swarm as a distraction. Then we move these down, attempt to make it as awkward for them as possible to get through. Drop our swarm here too. Let's see how this pans out. So 2 stacks do waste their turn. Avatar survives for now. Avatar does survive. Okay, that's really important. So we can see that the arbitrators do remain blocked. So we wait. So all of these units are tier 6 or tier 7, which means we get the full damage from our Apex Predator ability or trait. So these things have already retaliated, but we can't actually reach them. I think we go Heroic Strike. No, actually we already went for the Heroic Strike. Maybe we don't do anything. Or we could just go forwards. Yeah, it's a shame actually. If I had that 1 extra speed, this would be quite good. I don't really want to go for this, we'll take too many losses. We're just going to move down. Let these guys go for the kill, as they're not going to be able to reach this. 2 to 5 kills, probably better off going for it on the weaker stack. We can go for Beelzebub's Blessing for maximum luck until the end of the round. That's not really good enough. I don't think that's worth 2 focus charges. Can't reach the stack of 4. So yeah, I think the weakened stack of 5 is our best bet. I'm not too worried about their retaliation. Then again, not seeing a more obvious time to go for Rapid Assault. So we go for that, we do get the kill. We'll go for this stack next. Just want to remove these from the equation. So last of our moves. We can't realistically escape. If we go for something like haste, I guess it is going to make a big difference. It's going to give us +4 speed. which is not going to be enough to escape. So yeah, I think we need to save our cast for Rewind Life. Drop an egg. Go for this. We do kill them off, we get the high morale as well. Want to make sure we stay away from these. Just check they can't reach us. There's not a great spot for this actually. I'm just thinking about if the eggs hatch and they go on to explode, but I guess it won't really happen like that. Then yeah, these can't really reach anything. If we move in to attack these, I think as long as we block these from getting through, that will work. So we go Heroic Strike on these, send this stack in, go for the double strike which kills most of them off, parry will kill the rest, then we send these 3 stacks just to block the way through as far as they can. Don't want to lose multiple 1 stacks, but it does seem pretty unavoidable. So yeah, they got that 6 speed, so they can go 1, 2, 3. Just assuming we drop a stack somewhere, they can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we drop... I guess if we drop 1 stack here, and 1 here, that no longer works. And it stops us losing 3 stacks in 1 attack, instead we only lose 2. Ah, they actually do get a kill there. A lot of kills. Okay, so now we definitely want to go for that Rewind Life. Yeah, this is the thing, the AI will happily go for an attack like that, even if there is no possible way for them to break through before the end of the round. As we do get morale, this should be very safe to do. So we drop the losses down to 2, we get 25,000 XP, which actually doesn't level us up, but we still get that Sword of Judgment, which is even more knowledge, and we only have, well, 56 is still going to be enough for most fights. As we move to the east, and we can see Abandoned Outpost. Defeat its guard to transform this outpost into a city of your starting faction. Before we go for this, I think we should try and see if we can get some more arcane spells. Tier 5 arcane spells in the Mage Guild. So we do need gems. But we also need crystals. I think that's crystal just there. Crystal storage, perhaps. Only 2 gems, that's not great. So yeah, there is some crystal storage. Okay, level 14. I think we go Advanced Economy and +1 crystal per turn. We could probably make use of that. 5 extra crystals from this. Okay, so we're not too far off. In fact, we can just go straight for it. But only in one of our 2 towns. Still, I think we do go for it. So in this town, we have unlocked the tier 5 mage guild, which does get us Shadow Army. That's actually a really good one to have, and I think we go immediately for the upgrade on that. Oh, it's Nightshade. I thought it was Arcane. They seem to move around a bit. So the Arcane spells, we have Black Hole. We can pull enemy creatures in and do a bit of damage to them, and we can also change the initiative even further in our favour, which shouldn't be too important to us. Black Hole, we can increase the damage. That's actually slightly disappointing, I think. But it's okay. So we should now have access to all of those by virtue of having Expert Arcane Magic, which we do. So we got level 3 of this. The mana cost is reduced. Base duration is increased. It could be useful. So 56 mana in total. This fight is a normal battle. Pandora's box. Should perhaps go for this first. The problem with these is they have the nimbleness ability, where actually blocking them doesn't make any difference to their ability to attack us. So we could go straight in and do a lot of damage. It looks like we can block them off, actually. So yeah, I think maybe we rush in here. So stack of 101 probably goes for this stack of 23 towards the bottom, although those are pretty much a guaranteed kill for us. So I think we go straight in to attack these. Get the Murderous Glee. We actually probably don't want to kill these off, because we can block the way through at the moment. Actually, we can perhaps make it work either way. We go Rapid Assault and attack these. Does kill them off. So we need to go for a combination of summon Avatar in one space, eggs in the other, take the retaliation off these, go for the attack. I do want to attack these before they move. These guys have 4 movement though, so they can go 1, 2, 3, 4. They can still attack our Reavers. Actually, they have the long reach, of course, so we can't really stop them. I guess we need to move in and attack. So yeah, they take 3 kills there. So we're going to be forced to go for Wine Life. Okay, we reached level 20, so advanced recruitment. This one gets us a sub-skill I've been wanting for a long time, Elite Guards. It's going to increase the attack and defense of our Locust by 50%. Let's go for that. Go for the Pandora's box, we get 22 Grolls. Okay. So these things are... they do have pretty good initiative. It's nice to have a meat shield anyway. I think we spread these out as 1 stacks. We can no longer reach this. Oriax. It's able to do a little bit of exploring. Let's just check again. We are not able to jump past this. Yep, okay. Gonna dimension door up to here and just explore as far as we can. So that's the way through to another zone. 9,000 we can spend. I don't think we go for Beelzebub's Hand. Faction laws. Nothing seems super important. Additional damage on death for these could be nice. We don't need to do anything yet. We end the turn there. I don't think the enemy will have broken through to this zone yet. So what is the guard here? We're back up to 73 mana. That should be enough for pretty much any fight. Okay, 38 Phoenixes. Herbomancers. These things can be annoying too. But that feels winnable to me. It feels very winnable. Just need to time Rewind Life properly. So, only thing we can do to really shift the odds further in our favour is to go for Mage Guild level 5 in this town as well, which requires some more wood. Which should be possible to do, there is some wood there. So 4 wood from there, Auriax. Will do a little bit more scouting for us. Okay, good thing we didn't spawn a little bit further up. So Orb of Dawn, heroes, daylight spells are +1 level, enemies are -1 level. Same thing but with Arcane. I don't think any of that's too important to us. Let's just make sure that no enemy currently approaches us. We can't see any sign of one. This guy can't really do too much. Yeah, a bit of a nothing turn for him. And then Gru, I think we... maybe the Crow Nest? We do need our spell points back. Gonna go back to this town, going to buy the remainder of these. Gru goes for relocation. Grabs all of these units. No losses taken. Okay, I've gone to the wrong side with these. Okay, Avatar starts ahead of those, that's perfect. They just go in, they make sure they block. So, not seeing any great sources of gems. I think we'll break through this. Okay, I want to take the parry off these, go for the attack. Does kill them off, and these are able to reach. Okay, that's some of the stuff we wanted. We can probably trade for the rest. We go to the well. Go back to the path. I am slightly worried this hero could get caught. But yeah, we go back to our second town. If we want to trade should be pretty safe to do so. So we go for +2 gems. This town we go for Mage Guild level 5. And we've leveled up Dariath's Tide, we've got Hixmilla's Rampage. Target friendly creature gains double strike, deals and takes plus 10% damage. And we have leveled up Shadow Army to level 3 as well. But the problem with Shadow Army is we don't have it on our main. They do have Phoenixes which have really high initiative. I don't quite know exactly what the number is, but if we did level this up, it reduces the base mana cost, which is maybe not as important. Actually, it's already a higher level for him, so it should go up to level 4. So dispels all negative movement restricting effects from friendly creatures. I don't think that's going to affect us anyway. I don't think we spend anything. I do think the next level of this could make a big difference, but a bigger difference is just going to be something like the ability to attack twice with our spawns. Mana Devour, 2 of those, could help us keep casting those weaker spells. I think that actually goes further. Just want to make sure mana doesn't cause us to lose this. Okay, victory is expected. So these things have 14 initiative, we have got 16 initiative, so we get to go in first. I think 35 of these should be able to get the kill. These things are tier 5, which means we also get our bonus against them. Apex Predator. I think we want to keep these in reserve. I think I just want to kill this stack off and keep my distance from the rest. And then if we get really heavily attacked with these, it shouldn't matter too much. So this could be an interesting opportunity because we can see how Riposte Mastery interacts with some of our other options. So yeah, we can go in, we can probably kill most of these off. The thing I'm interested in is maybe not Vengeance. We probably do just want Carapace. Suppose I'm thinking if I go defensive with these, I'll counterattack before the enemy creature attacks me in melee. So I can just go and kill something off, then go defensive. If I'm understanding this correctly, I kill something off, I go defensive, I gain the parry ability on these, and anything that comes to attack me is, other than the Herbomancers, which are a bit of a problem, everything else should be fine. Yeah, the reason I'm worried about these is they also, I think... No, they have to awaken. To be able to attack from range, even when we close them down, they have to awaken first. So it's this stack we want to kill off. I'm not sure we're going to be quite able to. We could just wait. So I could Optical Illusion. The problem is I have 2 stacks I need to defend, not just 1. Maybe we just let them attack. Like, nothing can really reach us. We're gonna wait. Oh, well, that's rough. That's really rough. Because we have to cast Rewind Life on both of those, ideally. But yeah, these 2 stacks shouldn't be able to reach us. Just wondering, do we Rewind Life now? I've gone for the Heroic Strike on these, thinking I can attack them with the Reavers, but that's probably not the right choice. I think we can make it work though. I think we Rewind Life on these first. What? What am I missing there? Icy veins. Oh no. Okay, wow. So we need to drag this battle out. Damn. Do we absorb retaliation here? No, I think the Reavers have enough to do. We go defensive with these. We can go for premature emergence on this stack. That is probably fine to do. Yeah, let's weaken these a bit. No, that doesn't make much difference. Okay, I want to keep these out of the fight, so we go defensive. They go for a friendly fire there. 3 to 5 kills here. So we could kill this stack off. This one is the really scary one. Yeah, we just have to figure out how are we going to extend this battle for long enough. I wonder if we web these or something. So how long does web last? 3 rounds, that's not really enough. Maybe it is. Okay, they go swarm of bees. I think we still want to stay mostly uninvolved. We'll get a little bit closer. Yeah, missing the icy veins there is really rough actually. So 2 more rounds to go. We could throw ourselves into this, we don't really need to. I think we're better off going back. Okay, they go for their Awaken, which allows them to attack from range, but we've taken losses to those stacks already. Let's try to pull these right to the corner. Still 1 more round to go till we can rewind life for the first time. So we do want to rewind life, we also want to make sure these things are killed off. They do get to move before us, unfortunately. These are not quite able to reach, unless we kill off the phoenixes, which we could do. Problem is, stack of 52 will be able to reach us. Some of these spells are very cheap now, which is nice. But yeah, these things need to be gone. Maybe we wait till the end of the round. Yep, so they do go for that. We're going to weaken them some more. We bring 86 of these back. Kill these off. These stay defensive. Still taking losses to them, but it is what it is. We will weaken these a little bit. We don't necessarily have to go for web. Yeah, they go for bees, not too surprised by that. But they won't be able to keep doing it. So 2 more turns of bees. So we need to not kill these off. I think we should be fine for now. Should have equipped healing water. Yeah, I don't mind them doing that. Problem is, it's going to get their focus charges back up. This is actually pretty good. The fact they have long reach means we can't accidentally blunder our way into blowing up and killing them before we mean to. Still not going for bees, which is fantastic. Okay, they do actually go in and get themselves exploded. Now we go for a wind life on these. We get back up to 101. This stack waits. These can go in, they get 8 to 14 kills per time. I'm going to be frustrated if they go for bees, but I think it's still better to stay back. As actually, I didn't think that through. That was preventable, of course, because we did actually have the initiative advantage from the swarm. Anyhow, it's a small number of losses. I'm not going to bother trying to revive the Grolls, they're not important. So we have captured the town of Beelzebub Steppe. Very messy battle due to the icy veins, but we do have a mage guild here already. It's otherwise not too constructed. The good news is we're going to get 246 mana back at the start of next turn. We've done just enough scouting that I think this is pretty safe, and we will now be able to town portal back to our original towns, where we do have 14 more Reavers available to recruit. But I'm going to end this episode here. Thanks for watching. Once again, do check the playlist link in the description for all further episodes. we're very much at the point now where we're just going to have to go and hunt down the enemy ourselves. But we'll see what happens next episode, and I'll see you there.